Starting then.
Okie dokie.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance Division 1 Match Day 16. I am here tonight with the resident commentator, Quinton Fortuna. Good evening, Quinton.
Good evening, Horsey One, I believe you're known as now.
As Tato has just referred to me now, good evening, Tato. How are you? And good evening to Mr. Savage as well. Welcome to the show.
Evening, lads.
We've just had a great night of Super League action as well, including a 5-all draw. So it's going to take some entertainment to get quite up there. Hulls, if they can repeat that tonight, it'll be particularly entertaining for them. Wolfman is in. Good evening. How's the
Evening,
Saint
Wolfie.
Etienne? Going to ask about that, don't we? And yeah, so you can see this on the screen right now. Muting, you know, when I'm not looking forward to tonight's game. Oh, yes. I'm muting myself as well, don't worry, Tato, it's fine. Yeah, looking at the last results, with plenty of goals. Only three teams failing to score, but we're used to the Flamingos doing that. I mean, we could talk about the 95th minute winner, or whatever it was, for Fortuna. But yeah, it was a decent round all round. It left the table looking like this, with now a 3-point gap between those top four teams. And Quintino, do you still see Phoenix as being that strongest side?
Well, the table doesn't lie, does it, as things stand at the minute? But it's anyone's game out of that top four, isn't it? You can see some teams have had a bad game, and you can easily lose ground when it's that tight, can't you? So it's just about consistency, and only one loss after 15 games is an excellent result so far. But Trafford have only conceded 9, so they're doing well in defence as well. But no, you can't look past any of those top four, can you? But I stuck my neck out for Hulls last time. They didn't live up to expectations, but I'm going to stay with Hulls at this point.
It was a draw for Hulls, though, wasn't it, last time? I think so. Yeah, good results for them all the same against top teams and things. Steve Wright is here, manager of Radaby.
Even
Welcome
State.
to the show. Down at the bottom of the table, I mean, we've gone into Division 1. Division 1B is now looking like a 2-horse race. Division 1C, down for those. And then it's the kind of forgotten land of Racers, Imagine Madrid, and the Flamingos, who between them have fewer points than 11th place Fortuna.
Yeah, they've not had the best luck, have they? I can't believe Imagine Madrid have only got 6 points, because that's the base of a decent squad.
Indeed.
Flamingos are getting better, and I think they're going to have they'll have the best performance of the season tonight, most likely. And Racers are capable on the day. They've just not had many of those days. But let's talk again about what a performance by Ewan Rogers last time, where he won by himself and he's climbed up to 7th in the table as Ewan.
We'll certainly look at that result when we go to the next round of fixtures. We do love a bit of Ewan Rogers. Fixtures for today then sees Ewan away to the Badgers. That's a massive game. And to be honest, everywhere you're looking at, everyone's playing teams pretty close to them. The biggest gap between the teams is what, 3 places, is it?
Yeah, we've got a couple of three places. Well, three places, haven't we? 4 3 places. So yeah, it is. Yeah, this could shape the rest of the season tonight. With if the results go the right way, it could really separate them into mini divisions.
And then the rest of the games, the teams are right next to each other in the table. So yeah, should be very, very exciting. Or an absolute snooze fest. But it's the right time of night for you to go to sleep if you're doing that. Watch how we don't appear first, says Wolfie.
Well, let's see.
You got 7-1 chance. So let's find out. It's true.
Oh, it's
Badgers
rigged. Absolutely rigged, isn't it?
versus UN Rovers. And as far as I'm aware, I am just checking. I'm pretty sure that UN have gone out with the same team. Let's take a look at that last match though, and you can just remind us of that one, Quinton.
Yeah, excellent performance by you, wasn't it? They were clinical. CCCP had a lot of the play early on, but Ewan with, I mean, managerial masterstroke bringing in John Foster. I mean, it's nearly 1-11, isn't it? They've only got two people outside the starting 11 in that first team. But
Very true.
what was Yapstam doing up there? What was John Foster doing up there?
Oh, the stand
Getting the
free
goals
kick, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, getting the goals to fire Ewan up the table into seventh. So Mr. Blobby, the kit sponsor, will be really proud of him so far.
Oh well, we shall see if they can live up to how they did last time. Mr. Dimble is in, fresh from his all-time best Super League managerial record of 100%. So it's going well
Good
for him.
record.
And look at the game last time round. We had a Schalke sending off and a 4-3 win to the Badgers, which did turn around on the. Well, actually, didn't turn around on the goalkeeper being sent off. It was 2-2 at the time and ended up at 4-3. So a great game.
Yeah, let's hope for something similar tonight.
Yes, and only 8 empty seats at the stadium. So yeah, Ewan go completely unchanged for today, which means that there's a few players slightly unfit, but in terms of performances, they all played well last time out.
Yeah, they deserve to keep their place. I don't think Blinkhorn was at his best last time, was he? So I'd expect a performance from him tonight. It's not often he has his two bad games in a row, and it's still interesting for me to see Kim Shalstrom sat on the bench behind the midfield through, been performing admirably there in the centre midfield.
With David Flitcroft, doing the job. 4 goals so far for the team. Ryan is here, Mr. Bolton Phoenix himself, fresh from a mammoth commentary session there. It was a great round at the end, though. To be honest, with those big results coming in towards the end, hopefully we'll have substitutes done a little bit faster than Alf. It will be all good there. I mean, as long as we do it within a day, we're okay, I guess. Yeah, and looking into the Badgers side for today, then Badgers, they have made a bit of a change to their lineup, and at one point I kind of misread the instruction, and and I had the arrows at one point were going to be going to attacking midfield, but I put them over to the central attacking midfield position. Looked like a bit of a pyramid going on.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's something different, isn't it? It's well, you have to feel for Badgers last time out because they didn't deserve to lose. But yeah, I like what he's done here. There, the fullback's running really far forward. Three up front is something we don't often see in the league, and then narrow down in midfield. So I like the setup. Let's hope for an entertaining opening match.
Let's hope we can get some goals. I mean, 7 goals last time. We're going to get the same today.
I think we're going to get 5.
We get 5. Well, I'd be happy with 5. Better than none. Get cracking on with it, and there's already been chances. Saviola couldn't miss, but he did. And we've got, pretty much just settled into a pattern of not a lot going on. Collins has had a chance. And then we settle again, and people going end to end without really shooting at this point. And there's Mike Duff getting the opening goal with his lovely long pitch run, and he's on fire. Steve Finnan also on fire. This is looking good, and David Priest doing a good job in goal for them. You haven't had a chance to score, and comfortable at 1-0. Ewan just not getting into this game. This is what Tato wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, they started well, Ewan, but Badgers took the chance, didn't they?
Absolutely. And Duff is you see his name popping up every now and then. He's certainly very involved in this game, even if he's not playing amazingly. There could be little gaps being created when the Badgers players go forward, but Ewan are not doing too much to counter it. At half time, 1-0, and look at the ratings, Badgers are on top.
Yeah, but if you look at the ratings, it is the players in defensive positions who are on top, isn't there? I know they've got the fullbacks bombing forward, so They absorbed a bit of pressure. I think Saviola had a couple of early chances, didn't they? And they get 5 out of 6 shots on target for Ewan is decent. That they can't be too displeased with the performance so far. Just Badgers are turning in the better individual performances, particularly in Fidden and Priest playing well.
Yeah, 14 first half shots. It's been certainly more entertaining than maybe the first 5-10 minutes suggested. Looking to that goal, and it was a Walker crossing, and Duff with a header. So great work there. I mean, Duff, notorious good header of a ball, isn't he, with his 8th for heading. His 19th for jumping, though, suggests he's going to get up there quite a bit and pull himself
Yeah,
about.
he had a chance straight after it as well to get a second, just a minute or two later. So that run is working. It's absolute managerial genius.
Yes, yes, indeed. High praise to Mr. Potato Head. Richie Wellens putting in a decent performance in the first half, but yeah, it's certainly, as you say, much more defensively. Tato, let us know if you want to make any changes at this point. And for you and Rovers, that's what we have got there.
Yeah, just Yap Stam standing out, isn't there? Really, it looks like he's been a rock at the back. They just need a free kick in Yap Stam territory, 20 yards out again, like last time. Other than that, not really a lot going on. They're all at 6s and 7s out of the rest of the team. Laurie needs to pull his finger out because he's not tried a single tackle or header or shot. So we do expect a bit more from based on the performances so far.
We've been referred to as sexy. He must have seen us many times. Yeah, it's looking good there for Tato, and I think Carl Murray, yeah, he might be. He's just tired, isn't he? I don't think there's any need for any changes at the moment. We will make conditional changes there at 60 minutes. On with the game, and if you want another 4 goals, that would be good for you there, Quinton. Chances again, and McPhee makes it
There's one.
2-0, and there's the enforced substitute. And yes, it will be Shawstrom this time. Last time Salt came on, did okay, but this time around it's going to be Shawstrom.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair, isn't it? It's time for him to prove his worth, isn't it, in the squad?
Second time Flitcroft has gone off injured.
We're on 59 minutes. Is it worth doing the
I
rest
think
of the
it's
stuff
worth
now?
making the changes, yes. Just have a quick look in. Blinkhorn is tired, and Nicky Hill, I think he's tired as well, isn't he? We will make another change. I'll take one of those 2 off, I think. I think Blinkhorn's got to come off, to be honest. There's a game in
6.
4 days. He's tired, he's exhausted, or whatever he says, and there is Rob Hulse on the bench.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, Tolson can play up front as well, can he? So there's options there, and people like Nicky Hill and Carl Laurie can just keep on trucking.
I know that you and Rover certainly Mr. Shaw prefers Hulse to Tolson. That change will be on there. We should have probably gone to couldn't have gone to Tato first because we were in the substitutes for the injured players there. Just to let you know, your David Collins is suffering from a poorly foot. If you want to make any changes there, but look at the team performance; it is going very, very well. And McPhee is breaking that trend of it just being the defenders on form.
Yeah, I mean, strikers aren't at the best, are they? With 7s for 2 of them. But yeah, other than that, you've got to be pleased with the performance. It seems to have set up really nicely for the rest of the team. It's just a question of can they hold out now, and or are they just going to push on and try and get some more goals?
Pushing on for more goals is always entertaining, and that is exactly what Tato goes for, isn't it? It's not just about the victory; it's about how many goals can be scored. Leave it, please, mate. Well, there we go. Let's go. 58 minutes, 59 minutes of course when subs were made, and it's best performance for years. Yeah, I remember the first 6 or 7 seasons of the Swemp League. Oh, Hulse with the goal disallowed. And we are now into the final 25 minutes, and it's still looking good for the Badgers. It's 3-0, and Yavin has found the target and scored. And off comes Collins with his poorly foot. Oh,
Yeah, he's got Veruca, I think.
yeah, it might well be. It might well be. I can imagine the No, he didn't score, don't worry. Hulse didn't score. I mean, but it must be Jimmy Somerville on at this position.
Well, anything can happen here, can't it? Let's see what the manager decides.
Yeah,
I would have thought so.
bring on the small town boy. Cameron on. Ah, yes,
He's been
prime.
elected the sub.
He's a prime candidate, I guess, on there. And let's head on for the rest of the game because that can be the only sub made for the injury there. And looking for a fourth goal. They are looking pretty dominant. Nicky Hill's an absolute disaster. Mike Duff is on a 10. And McPhee makes it 4-0. And Ewan Rovers, after such a good win last game, have crumbled and crashed Aldsworth and done all of those little idioms and got beaten 4-0. Great result for the Badgers with 3 tens.
Yeah, excellent performance by the Badgers. Ewan, I suppose it's maybe the condition that's helped him. It's regarded as a myth by some managers, but yeah, they've absolutely been culled by the Badgers, haven't they? Absolutely culled by them.
Yeah, condition is a myth, according to the manager that beat them, yes. Impressive from that questionable formation. Just to remind yourself, that formation, I mean, it's lovely, isn't it? Lovely. Yeah, nothing, the form table certainly broken into pieces with that. Mike Duff's man of the match. Plenty of shots from the Badgers as well. I mean, you had one shot off target in the second half, and then the disallowed goal, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean they've been absolutely dominated by the Badgers, haven't they? It was interesting to see how there's only Collins on the Badgers team who didn't end up with at least an 8 from performances, and he didn't finish the match. I think Wellens was only on a 7 at the substitutes originally. So yeah, dominant performance. Ewan just looked tired going into the game, and they've looked tired throughout the game as well. Unfortunately for them.
Absolutely exploited in that second half. And we have a look at the goals. It wasn't, nothing really happened till the goals in the second half. So Duff cross in and McPhee with the goal. So that's why Duff obviously getting his ratings better and better. And then, Finnan was injured, but not seriously enough. We didn't actually spot that at all, did we? But obviously we couldn't have
I
done
never
off.
saw that.
At that point, a header from Yavin. What from Finnan being in? Finnan's injured, and Yavin scores a header. That's a good moment. That one. Scored from an injury as an assist. Then Collins goes off a minute later, and Wellens with the ball into McPhee. So superb from the Badgers, certainly spreading the love around with their goals and assists. Yavin 7 shots on target, only 1 goal, but 7 shots on target. And Scally very very dominant in that defensive midfield position.
Yeah, some great individual performances, as you can see by the ratings, and Duff with a goal and assist, plenty of reward for his run from fullback. Excellent performance from everyone. Yeah, particularly having the 7 shots. I haven't seen him play that well for Badgers at all this season. So yeah, great performance from him. Well played. They did really well.
Yeah, Badgers the only team to beat Phoenix, and then chucking in a sort of fifey comment at the end. So far, it's looking good for Phoenix as it stands, of course. I noticed that the Finnan injury resulted in a Dave Barnett assist. I've no idea where that sort of come from, but he got the assist for the goal, despite the fact that he was just talking about Finnan's injury. And for Ewan, Vieira obviously comes out playing well. Saviola comes out playing well. And this time around, the actual Hyde United side didn't pull it off today.
No, and Saviola's not broken his leg, unfortunately, as was predicted at the start of the game. But it's interesting to see a team getting beat 4-0 and a striker getting an 8 and walking away. Shelkovich obviously did well to stop all the rest of the shots that came rained upon him today. But yeah, not too much to shout about. Decent performance from Vieira, as you'd expect in the midfield, but there's only so much you can do. Rimmer didn't play too badly alongside Stam. They got plenty of action between them. Just a better team won on the day.
The better team won, and that certainly put Badgers back towards that Division 1B. Imaginary Madrid versus Racers, 13th versus 12th. And, Imaginary Madrid I didn't even notice the Joe Cole injury when we're talking about this team. This seems like a really late thing here. So we will just make that change of Frank Lampard coming in. We had the request of same team as it was, and we noticed that Anelka was off, but somehow didn't actually pick out that Joe Cole had been injured. Anelka, strangely enough, if we look at the news, I mean that's a surprise, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not often you see what's his name? Anelka. I've never
Alan
seen him
Carr, I
miss
think
a
it is.
training or be late for training before. Yeah, really odd.
Yeah, so clearly, we've just not spotted between us at all that Joe Cole was injured. So
They
replaced
should
by
put it in a real
Super Gomez.
bright colour, shouldn't they, compared to everything else? Then you could see it better.
There we are. The rest of the team is all happy and ready to go. Yeah, I mean they are a much better team than than we uh, than we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I like the players they've got in there. There's plenty of good quality in the squad. And I think player for player, they've got a better squad than I have. They've just not had the right results, have they? And it's still trying to find the right blend. We've seen different formations. We've seen Calvo Garcia in attacking mid. I think we've seen Sahar in different positions too. So this might do it tonight. This might turn the season around.
Yordi's the mainstay, of course. He's played basically pretty much the last 10 league games, and he's coming in. Mike Savage, didn't actually notice the joke. Your humour was just too high there. Badgers, well, Ewan have been set up. If only we'd have. I don't even realise, and there you go with your jokes and having to apologise for it. No,
Now I've seen it, I appreciate it.
yes.
I missed that one coming. There's that's on fire, isn't it?
Last time they played each other, it was Racers 2, Imaginary Madrid 0. Do you see? You don't see a repeat then, if you think the Madrid side are on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm going to say I don't see. I maybe see 2-0 Madrid, but Race is a decent team. I just think Madrid have to turn it around at some point because of the quality in the team. And I'm not saying they're going to charge up the league, but these are one of the teams you'd think they have the beating of because player for player, they've got the better abilities.
It's the old question of sport commentator again, the presenter Davies Coleman doing the
Yeah, Barker was going to score
records.
next.
Hopkins out is the first call of the day. So yes, Hopkins out. I mean, he's gone for he's made a couple of changes to the lineup today, and it sees the fact that Barnard can't play 2 games in a row. There's just
Sorry,
no
I got
way.
distracted then by Andrew Richards' sexual preferences in capital letters on the right hand side, and it's
Is that what he wants to do?
yeah. In terms of Barnard's not going to play 2 games within a week, is he? He's definitely going to run out of stamina, but hopefully Andrew's got enough there to continue through with his stamina. Savage had an excellent performance coming in at right back, didn't he, last time? So he played really well. So I do like the Racers squad. I just think Imagine Madrid have that bit more player for player ability.
I'm not quite having the laughing fit that Steve had on game 1. Wolfie sees it now. Yes, yeah. I think we all do now. Yeah, Savage, superb when he came in for Delaney with his early red card. Yeah, we've got Earnshaw in for Hartson, which at the moment is looking like a change that is for fitness related. Well, it's not for fitness related stuff. I think it's just preserving John Hartson and the fact that he's kind of not scoring the goals. Earnshaw's a risk, and
Earnshaw offers something different. He's
he
got
does.
good potential ability, and Earnshaw and Bellamy up front, they could cause problems in behind.
There are plans, if needed, for a substitute for them, so we will look at that if necessary. Anyway, let's get into that match. You bought them both dinner first. Yes. Yeah, it would be the right thing to do, wouldn't it? And we are at 10 minutes gone, nothing going on. And we do. We've got Saha. And Saha had come in Oh, he hadn't come in. He was starting the game, wasn't he? The changes here obviously see Good Johnson because Kesman has been put onto the bench as sub 6. We've got a choice of Fowler and Good Johnson. Fowler's played nothing. Good Johnson's played nothing. With Fowler being sub 2, does that make him more of a preference? I don't think. I think it's actually Good
Well,
Johnson was there at the beginning of the season on the bench.
well, yeah. I mean, they need to change up from what they've had before, don't they? So if you're happy with that one, then go with that. Yeah.
I ran without paying.
That's the modern dating world, isn't it?
Oh, here we go. We've got two things going on tonight. We've got the games and the chat. And a chance and a goal. It's
Yordi.
Jordi Cruyff. He gets that opening goal, and we're absolutely not going to get a repeat of what happened last time because it can't now. And I don't know. I don't know. Can the Racers get themselves back into this game? This would be the I don't know the loosest of lifelines for Madrid if they win. Racers will be, I mean, dropping into 13th place if they lose. This is a game that the teams just have to go out and win it. And imagine Madrid are way better in that first half,
Yeah, I mean
apart from the shotgun.
defensive performance, all going up to an 8 near the end, weren't there? 90% of the tackles one tells a story, doesn't it? They've had 2 shots, both on target, scored one of them, and then set up camp in defence, and that's probably where they lack confidence. But Jordi's been that one ray of sunshine in the squad all season. He's certainly led by example, hasn't he?
He has. He's just always been there. He likes to get his head on the ball, doesn't he? So Saha's gone off injured. Gunnarsson's come on. Smith's cross and Yardy with the finish.
Yeah, he's put his head on it.
Yeah, he's diving header on the ground. There it is. In terms of heading, yes, he has one out of one header. Yeah, I mean, Ivan Campo, setting up Campo you mentioned earlier on, it certainly is doing exactly what you said.
Yeah, Campos, he's done really well, hasn't he? With 6 out of 6 tackles is excellent, isn't it? I mean, 3 passes is absolutely diabolical because Luis Saha made 4 by the time he went off in 12 minutes. I know Lampard's not doing much better either, but yeah, this is much better in what we're seeing. It did start off a bit shaky. There were 6s and 7s a lot, and the defence has come into it and says the half progressed. But it is better from them. They just need to have a few more shots on goal now.
And for the Racers, they certainly need to continue with having more shots on goal. Lee Fowler, that's an uncharacteristic first half. Alan Partridge, just he's coming for Barnard. He is certainly the second best player, but he does need to play every other game.
Yeah, he might stick one in the back of the net later, might he, Partridge? But yeah, Fowler's not at his best at all today. 50% passing and absolutely nothing else. 50% rating as well. Gary Speed, though, not doing so badly. So he's having a fairly decent performance. This is probably the best I've seen him all season. So the rest of them just need to up the game. Mike's brother needs a better performance at right back because he played really well last time, but they've just not been in the game this
He
time.
did, what was it, a 9 last time out for Savage?
I think so, yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah, 9 indeed. So half-time subs are 0, and second half will get started. And there's Earnshaw smashing one wide of the target, and he could have easily equalised at that point. More chances for Racers. They're coming forward much more in the second half than they did in the first already. But a chance to no, Earnshaw has missed again, and we are trying to make the subs, but they're being a bit delayed. And we're going to something like, I don't know, 63rd minute, well, 64th minute by the time subs are made. Imagine we know they don't make changes, barring any absolute injuries there. And for the Racers,
Somebody must have got Robbie Savage some shampoo at half time because he's up to a 7.
He's doing all right there, isn't he? Popeye and spinach, nice little analogies going on there. So Earnshaw, if he's not on a 7, he is on a 7. He will stay on. And I know that we used to have Fowler off for Jones. Is Fowler still on a 5?
Fowler is on a 5, yeah.
Fowler off for Jones used to be that 60 minute sub. It was originally planned for 65 until I said it had to be 60. But get on with the rest of the game. So just the one change sees Matthew Jones coming on. Imagine Madrid making more subs than ever by making one early in the game. 20 minutes left. It's really settled into a kind of nothing match. And will we get another goal? No. Yordi involved again. They are surviving this game. Imagine Madrid. I mean, this would only be their second victory of the season if they can hold on.
It's tense, isn't it?
It is. It's tense, but it's boring. And with just these few minutes left, you're kind of willing the end of the game, but hoping for a little goal or something. Will there be one? No, there won't. And it's 1-0 to Imagine Madrid, who take a bit of revenge for losing the game earlier this season, and I believe they have moved out of the bottom two.
Yeah, better performance from individuals, isn't there? But yeah, you're right in terms of the game excitement. It was whilst it was tense because of the positions in the league. It wasn't a great performance. Was there only 8 on shots on target over the 95 minutes, which is pretty poor. It probably sums up why the two teams are down the bottom. They just can't stick the ball in the back of the net that much, or they're not creating the chances to put the ball in the back of the net. But yeah, Imagine Madrid have got to be pleased. They had to turn it around at some point and start getting some points on the board, and this might give them a platform to pick up a few more points for the rest of the season.
Another call for Hopkins out. I don't know, players out maybe. At some point, there's only so much you can do with the Welsh national team. But yeah, I think look at Campo. He's got better and better, didn't he, over that game? Still ended up on an 8 and overtaken by Ashley Cole, who I don't know, has he had some dribbles or something to put him up that way? 2. I don't know. Alan Smith 6 dribbles. That's probably why he's ended up with a 9.
Yeah, just a couple of decent performances from those two, and without doing an awful lot. I suppose Cole won 100% of his tackles, 100% of his headers, didn't he? A couple of run forward, a couple of key passes, so good contribution. It's definitely better than we've seen him for the rest of the season. Probably just expect a little bit more from the midfield three, or three of the midfield: Robin, Smerteen, Lampard, Holland, Sevens. Idiger Johnson didn't do an awful lot, so maybe it's time for Robbie Fowler to have a sniff of a chance.
Yeah, he could lead the line. And we've got, yes, Jordi Cruyff with his 8 there in midfield. Ponjols did alright in goal. And Cookie Coleman. That was about it, really, for the team. Nothing else going on.
No, that's it. They need to get Savage back to the shampoo shop, don't they, to pick up a bit more. Earnshaw had 3 shots, so at least he's trying something in front of goal. But yeah, midfield were pretty poor, weren't they? Not an awful lot to contribute from. The speed dropped off as the game went on. Yeah, they just need a few more changes, I think, within the line to find something pretty decent. But like you said, there's only so much you can do with the Welsh team. Good concept, and they keep it tight most games, so it's not often they're getting battered.
Yeah, if they do, as we probably expect, they do drop down to Division 2 next season. Division 2 could be a different prospect with some of the big teams going up and some of the other big teams turning into concepts, and that it could do them much better next season. So, 33 minutes into the show, and we're into game 3. Not too bad for pace.
This is
And
game 1, isn't it, Wolves?
yes, yeah, it's like this is where the show starts for Wolfie. And
And it's interesting to see, isn't it? If Roy Keane gets sent off again today, do I have the option of releasing him? So I think that's got to be a possibility if the manager wants it.
I'm sure there'll be a board veto, but I mean, yeah, has he had 2 red cards? Two red cards and 6 yellows this season already. But they are stronger with him in the side, I think.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it is. I like the lineup again. It's something different we're seeing in the formation, isn't it? So it is good to see. It is interesting to see Neil Sullivan coming in goal today. He's got to
Yeah,
make sure he stays in this line if people are out near the halfway line. But yeah, I like Robin and Huckabee out wide to support league's top scorer Yavin. Walker bombing forward from
well,
midfield.
if you look at the scorers chart though, now when you look at the goals tally, it mentions that El Bear is number 1 now, rather than it being Yavin. They both have 13 goals.
So he's still the top scorer, then, isn't
Just he's dropped down to number 2 on that list. When we look at it, it's Neil Sullivan. To me, I think that Neil Sullivan is one of the worst goalkeepers that starts out in the Premier League.
Is he still starting at his age now? I've not seen an awful lot of Neil Sullivan, actually, to be fair, on the game.
He's a
I saw
Thomas
quite a bit of him on
Sorensen.
97, 98, but yeah, I've not seen him play too much. But I haven't been in England too much recently, to be fair.
Yeah, Sorensen, Sullivan, those two are two of the worst goalkeepers in this. But it's also like a Pellizzoli in human control. That's how I kind of sum it up, really. But
This is time for Sullivan to prove you wrong, isn't it?
yeah, well, Wolfie would hope so. Is he going to be 10 or
Number
11?
10?
Well, actually, Wolves do play number 11 in goal at the moment, so I do think we should go for number 11, Neil Sullivan, because that's what Wolves do. So, there we go. Wolfie's not even pleased with his own goalkeeper. For Iron Curtain, they've gone for a change of system. They've gone for a change of personnel because they have 3 players suspended for yellow cards. It's we haven't looked at what happened last time these two teams met. It was a 2-2 draw, which was the last 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes where it all kicked off, really.
Oh, I thought I kicked off at Norton 45. Shevchenko's back in the team for Vasyliuk as well, isn't he, this time around? Shevchenko was left out of the squad entirely last time, and having scored against Wolves last time, he'll be looking to do the same tonight. But probably the best time to play him when they've got 3 of the first team out, and 3 have been doing rather well. So yeah, this could be an interesting one because I think that they're probably fairly matched in terms of how they played, which is why they're so close together in the league, and got a couple of different formations to pit the widths against each other, haven't they? They've got a bit more width in the attack from Wolves and no fullbacks for Iron Curtain, so that could play out interestingly.
Yeah, it will be an interesting one. I mean, you look at the side; it's probably the most defensive lineup we get in this division possibly for the full season so far. But I do think it's got potential with those 3 in midfield bombing on, and with the lack of players that they've got that can come in. I was trying to think if this was a match where Vasyliuk was supposed to be on the bench and wasn't on it as a result of league error, but I don't think it was. Got Karpin a bit off his condition today, and I don't know whether that will affect if it happens to you and Rovers. It can happen to other sides.
Did he get a goal and assist last time, Karpin, in the last match?
He was good, wasn't he? It was a goal, an assist, and a 9, and a man of the match. It couldn't have gone much better for him. So, prediction for that one, then? You reckon that either team's got enough?
I predict that Runa Nob is a strict referee, they just said, so Roy Keane might work his way into the book. But yeah, I'm going to say 2-2 again. I think it's evenly matched, and if both teams can keep 11 on the pitch, I think we're going to have a draw here.
I think we should, just while we're at it, then, just take a quick look at the league table. For referees, Runa Nordby has given out 3 reds this season, which, it's only 1 off the maximum there. Salen's given out 4.
Yeah, he's played seven games less, hasn't he?
So 7 games less, and he's given it. Oh yeah, games. Yeah, games. Just playing the 13 games as a referee, but Salen's 6. Yeah, I think that was certainly something here. Splinters from the fence must be hurting. He likes it.
Enjoyable.
Splinters from Fortesh falling apart as well. So let's see where
I've
we're
got
at.
Giovanni Elber and Mason Yavin with me, so
Both of them trying to hold up the top scorers chart. We've got chances for Wolves, but I don't know, Iron Curtain just trying to get a bit more of the ball. But Robbins had a chance for Wolfie and has come off target there, which of course we know about Wolfie wanted to come on target with certain players today. 20 minutes into the game, Roy Keane
He haven't scored.
It's a goal for
There
Yavin. He's gone top scorer in the league. We're back
you go.
again. We are 28, 29 minutes into the match, and there's been plenty going on, but not as much in front of goal. Just seems very middle of the pitch. Another
Neil
chance for
Sullivan on a
Yavin.
9.
Sullivan on a 9 is bound to backfire at some point. Or have I talked him into a good performance? I'm not sure.
I
Close
don't
to
think you
half
can play
time.
motivation, can you?
Yeah, it's that sort of you talk to the computer and it happens. Yeah, he's on an 8 now. He's not as good as he was back in the day. Yeah, I mean you look at it and it looks even from that, and it looks even from that.
Yeah, it's been a good match actually. I was going to say even before the first goal went in, it's an entertaining 0-0. It's more entertaining than we saw in the last match. Really, both teams seem to be at it and going forward. 7 shots on target in the first half out of 9. Good game. Wolves. You can see by the ratings they are just edging it ever so slightly, and that's reflected in the scoreline.
Yeah, I mean there was very little grey going on that first half. We've got two kits that if you actually watched the match with these two kits, then I think it'd be quite nice to have a look at that. And very even across the pitch, really. Wolves just taking it a bit more to their opponents. Let's have a look at the goal. And yeah, Walker plays it in and a half volley from Yavin. Lovely stuff. Iron Curtain, I mean, yeah, it's been alright, but I mean, they're winning almost all of their tackles, but they're not putting in many tackles, and that's probably what might be their downfall if they've not put the tackle in at the right time.
Yeah, Parthenov's doing all right, isn't he? But other than that, Milevski's got to watch himself with this Runa Nordby refereeing. Despite his age, he could easily pick up a second one as well, couldn't he? But yeah, they're not playing too badly. They've just been edged at the minute. And again, I can see "Come on, Yavin" again written. So I hope that's intentional.
Yeah, so we've got quite a lot of this going tonight. He's obviously got good stamina as Andrew Richards during these games. I mean, I should have gone to you first, Wolfie. You're here, and whether you want to make any changes, probably not. You might say some kind of sweary thing, and then chuck in what you're going to do. It's been a great first half for Yavin in terms of his shooting, but he's still on the 7.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? He can't be contributing an awful lot elsewhere, but I mean, Shadowska and Huckabee are lacking a bit of fitness. I know they started a little bit less, didn't they? But they seem to have lost a fair bit of fitness in that first half. So whether anyone picked up a knock, I don't know. But yeah, good result so far this one because the Iron Curtain are a tough team, and Wolves aren't absolutely at the best. I said Sullivan was on the 9 for quite a bit of the half. Forces
Is
is on 90%, isn't he? So
is he awake? His stamina has now dropped to 10 from 11. I've noticed that it's on its way out. Are you hoping to
strength at
bring him
one. The
on?
question is, can he keep himself up on the bench? That's the difficulty, isn't it?
He's got a similar stroke to Paolo Maldini, which is obviously something to think about there. And his flair is still obviously sky high. Dickon Sanford, Christ Almighty. Yes, I think that he's actually
He
Fortesh's alter ego.
shares the same year of birth, doesn't he?
Born in 1938. I can't wait till we do a 100th birthday celebration for Antonio Fortes. It'd be great. I'm going to suggest, Wolfie, that you're not making any half-time changes. I will come to you first at 60 minutes. So bring him on at 60. Here we go. Good.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, bring on Fortes at 60 minutes. That's exactly what we need to do there. We've got 5 minutes till those subs, and Iron Curtain just trying to. Well, they're looking a bit rusty, aren't they, at the moment, compared to their opponents? They've got a chance Shevchenko's come close, but no. So, yeah, I mean, Huckabee is probably your absolute ideal candidate to come off for Fortes, bearing in mind he's in the right position. You've also got Sirachka, he's tired, but he's also got a bad foot. And we know what happens when you've got a poorly foot, you go off injured, like David Collins. So I'm going to make this change, but not click OK or anything like that. But I assume that's what you want. And do you want anything else? And what would you do, Quentin?
Yeah, I mean, I'd do them both. I'd take Statscroft, but we do
Kivu
like
at left
to
back.
not do too many subs, don't we, at Wolves? So who am I to judge? Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see Keno there. He's not even picked up a card yet. So if the game gets a little bit feisty later on, so see if he still remains on there. But he's kept his head well tonight, and he's doing himself proud. How's the ratings looking?
Ratings, what? I thought Shokaby and Etherington for Seattle, whatever. Yeah.
No, Edrington fullback, nice.
Yeah.
That's more attacking, isn't it?
We have, I think we have seen Etherington playing at fullback before this season for these, and it's why not? Ratings wise, yes. I mean, Sullivan. I mean, I've really talked Sullivan down this game, and I'm going to stand by it, whatever happens. Iron Curtain is only at 70% and below, so we're not going for anything there for them. And there we go. Double
Both
sub.
keepers on a 9, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a game for the keepers. There have been a few chances, and Walker has hit the post for Wolfosaurus, coming close to a goal. 20 minutes left, and Iron Curtain really not looking like they're going to get themselves back in as much as Wolves will score a second. But I'm quite often wrong. And we got 10 more minutes to go. Lots of grey for the first time in this game. Fortes, oh, he's had 2 chances and he should have scored, and he hasn't. And then anything right at the end of the game, a yellow card for Scally, and a full-time result of 1-0 to the Wanderers of Wolverhampton. And Sullivan was not the best goalkeeper on the pitch in the end, despite his clean sheet.
Yeah, it's a good result, isn't it? It's I mean, plenty of shots in that second half, just not so many on target from either team really, but particularly from Wolves in terms of getting things on target. Got to be pleased with the 3 points there though, because that is a difficult fixture, isn't it, at the Kremlin?
Yeah.
But yeah, excellent performance. Etherington was on an 8 for a lot of the time I was on the pitch and dropped down to a 7 at the end. But I suppose Sullivan dropping down to an 8 just shows he wasn't tested too much in that last half an hour.
We didn't get a second half goal, did we? So I don't even know why I'm looking for a goal because it's first half. Yeah, I will take that. The comment from Wolfie. Yeah, definitely. When you look at the Iron Curtain side, yeah, I mean, Volodenkov's been the most effective tackler, and he was out there at left midfield. So what was he doing? Was he up against Mike Duff and just stopping him?
Yeah, I mean, nobody's played particularly badly for them, have they? But I guess just missing three of
Not
the
bad and
players
not well. Yeah.
has had that effect, hasn't it? Shevchenko's got an 8, but he's only had a couple of shots. Parfanov's on an 8, so again not too bad. Nigmatullin's had to earn his wage in goal, but yeah, I suppose if you take 3 players out of a lot of the squads in the bottom 8, then people are going to suffer. People in the top 4 will be fine because they could bring in someone with 180 ability, but yeah, it is difficult, isn't it, in this sort of position? And it's a great 3 points for the Wolves.
A great 3 points to the Wolves, and you look at the side, Dave Barnett with another good game. That's his second good one of the day.
Yeah, well, excellent managerial choice, wasn't it? Sticking Neil Sullivan in goal, so
Yeah,
so credit for that one. It's obviously the number 11 shirt that brings good luck for Wolves. You haven't went up to an 8 and picked up man of the match in the end, despite not
not having a
playing
shot.
too
Yeah,
well.
not having a shot in the second half. He still went up.
Do you know Fortes had as many shots and he was only on the pitch 27 minutes. So yeah, nobody's really particularly stood out, but what we've seen is a good team performance. Everyone doing the bit and really resilient at the back.
And making that 9th place. I mean, I say 9th place. Well, they've gone ahead of Ewan now, maybe with that result. Badgers up to 7th,
Possibly, yeah, I think so.
and Ewan and Wolves up to 8th, maybe. So yeah. Oh, we're gonna leave. I don't know. If we leave this game to the managers are both here. Let's play it while they're here,
Yeah, play it.
just in case they want to go to bed. But yeah, this is Bolton Phoenix versus East Coast. Last time around they played, we had an absolute thriller, 0-0. But there
Yeah,
were a few shots.
Nigmatulli, man of the match. He had a good performance in the last game as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Nigma Tullin has been superb for East Coast, but 0-0 last time. There must be something more today. Yes, Dimble. Yeah, I can understand at this time of day. You don't want to be on last. It's the graveyard shift. Bolton Phoenix today. Roy Keane. I mean, just Roy Keane's match last time round. He got himself a 10. He got himself 2 goals. I mean, yes, it was against Flamingos, but it was Roy Keane in his completely different guise getting a great performance.
Yeah, well, when you're in that sort of form, you've got to get rewarded, haven't you, with another place in the lineup. Interesting to see Henrik Larsson playing today in that attacking midfield role. I think that'll suit him. Batistuta managed to get an early rest, didn't he, last time, I think. So, yeah, I like the look of Bolton Phoenix. It's a good setup. Plenty of good quality in there, isn't there, as well? And let's hope we have a better game than the two of them played last time.
Yes, yeah, please, for the quality of the sides they are, let's hope they don't cancel each other out. Obviously, Ryan, I do have your substitute suggestion, but if you want to throw anything else in, of course, please do at half time. And for East Coast, last time out, they're that 1-1 draw with Hull, so they've really hit a run of fixtures, haven't they? But if they can come out with not losing either of these two games, it'll be great. No Duncan Ferguson in the starting lineup today because he's down 88%. Nestor Barria's at the same position, so Lee Bowyer's moved to attacking mid. And we've got, Luis Enrique's filled in that position there. Montero's come in for John Terry, I think it is, at the back.
Oh, Monterio. Yeah, I mean, again, I like the formation that we've gone for there. To be fair, I'd probably swap Luis Enrique and Boya out of the two of those, but it's a good team again, isn't it? It's Torricelli playing the wide midfield role. Had a decent performance last time. It's a shame that Estebury and Ferguson are out because I think they've been good performers. But plenty of quality coming in with Salva. Fancy him to get a goal tonight.
His best player sat on the bench, yeah. I mean, fair enough. He's got no league goals, which is interesting. But he's still obviously great value for money. And
Couple of assists, hasn't he?
yeah, he's just a presence, isn't he? He'll always he'll make sure he sends a motivational video to somebody during each match. I mean, we can't say 0-0 again, can we? Must be something about this game. Must be a goal.
I'm going to say 2-1, and I'm going to go East Coast because they're at home. Still not had one right tonight, so I won't hold too much on it.
Condition is a myth, Dimble. You're better than that, mate. Says the guy who just put 4 past the team that were off condition. Oh well, let's go for it. So 2-1 you're going for. 2-1. And at this point we've had nothing. And yeah, we finally get the ball moving a bit. And a yellow card for Simeone. Oh, that's a surprise. Oh, Tomasi takes one for East Coast, so bringing down Simeone. And now we've got 2 defensive midfielders. 2 absolute key players on yellow cards. Not a lot else going on, not many shots at all happening so far. A warning for Zayalias. And a yellow card for Okaronko. It's all about fouls at the moment. All about fouls.
Yeah, we've had 2 foulers in the squad so far, haven't we? And then there's 3 fouls so far in this.
Yeah, and Larsson takes the card as well. I mean, coming towards half time, is anyone going to shoot? I don't know. Yes, Salva's had a chance, but nothing's come of it. And 50 minutes for the first half. Well, the formation of the team selection and managerial masterclass put 4 past you. Yes, they did actually. It was a really, really good performance, Tato. Don't you worry. We did enjoy your team's great performance. And looking into this one, ratings-wise, East Coast, yes, edging it. We're going to see Roy Keane leaving for Phoenix now. Well, we know Ryan will be doing that. I just showed Dimble on his side at the moment. Zalias down to 86. You got 2 bookings.
Yeah, and with that 50-minute first half as well, then I don't think Duncan Ferguson would have lasted had he started, would he? He'd have been in the 50s for percentage, probably.
No, I can't imagine that. So this is with the change that's going to happen. So we're going to see Roy Keane off because he's on less than a 7, and Lizarazu is coming on, and Thuram's going to defensive mid, and Maldini is going to the middle of defence. So there we are.
That's an interesting one. Hopefully, then Henry Larsson will pull his finger at half time because he's having a shocker so far, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is, and we'll get to 60, and then we'll see what people want to do. And we just want somebody to shoot, like with a proper shot. There's lots of sort of things going wide, and I didn't even look at the first half stats, to be honest. We'll look at those just there as we go into substitute time. I'll just have a look at what's going on. There have been some shots.
Yeah, we've had to call it this would be last on Match of the Day, but unfortunately, because they're in the Big Four, then it'd be probably be contractually obliged to be 50% of Match of the Day anyway. And stick on a 4-2 away win late on.
That's your Phoenix side as it stands. Larsson's improved to a 6. Simeone's on 82%, and he's carrying a shoulder injury. And
Lillian's played quite well since she's moved into defensive mid. She's doing quite well in there.
Yes, yeah. Turam seems like a decent position. The person's put in that position. So let's have a look. I mean, Elias definitely looking a bit peaky at the moment. He's got that, another. He's got corns on his feet, maybe.
Just shows how much the game's been in the midfield zone, doesn't it? He's done a lot of passing. He's had a lot of contributions in elsewhere as well, and that's where the game's been played, isn't it? There's not an awful lot going on.
Give Rivaldo a run.
Someone's got to roll the dice, haven't they? Yeah. Rivaldo would be an interesting one.
Just looking for Dimro's changes on here. I mean, he's here, so he can make them. I'm just looking to me messages to remind myself of what he wanted. 1 sub on 60 if winning. It's 0-0. 2 if not. Well, do you have any preferences, Dimble? Well, I'll make the change at the other side. There we go. Yeah, so Duncan and Davids for Zelias and Sal. So that's you want Duncan Ferguson for Zelias.
So Turam and Nan share a name. That's excellent, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, where's similarities in? I mean, they're humans. That's.
She did also score 2 in a World Cup semi-final. Those are only international goals.
There we go. So those changes, that's the ones, isn't it? Davids and Ferguson, Zelias and Sala. Good. And for Phoenix, Rivaldo, giving him a run.
I presume that's for Larsson, is it? Or is it? Oh, maybe for Simeone, yeah.
No, Simeone, leave Simeone on.
Yeah.
Leave Simeone on. Yeah. They won't share the bed. Yeah, I think this must be. But yeah, Larsson. There we are, Rivaldo. Do we shift him over to the other side and Zidane on the right?
I would. I'm not too bothered about them. They're quality enough to play on both sides,
They're all
aren't they?
central. Yeah, if Ryan does want to change it, then we'll just put one Carreras on. If he wants to change it, I'll stop the game immediately.
Let's have some shots. That's what I'd like to see.
We can't have two teams playing out 2-0 draws in a season against each other. It just can't happen. Cafu's taking the yellow card. If one of these cards were goals, Rushkeep. In fact, Bergkamp and Castro and brought on in goal for the last 15 minutes would be superb. Guessing your nan has hair.
I hope he means on the head.
I mean, they talk about the Turam and Nan similarities is much better than this match. Oh, it's a red card. It's a red card, and it's Okoronkwo. I mean, who's going into your centre of defence or at least who's going to be your back three, Dimble, at least, because I can't leave you with two.
Yeah, one's got to stay wide as well, so you can't. It's not like Torricelli and Luis Enrique. One of them two could go in there, couldn't they?
I mean, Luis Enrique could go left, but you're right, and shove Torricelli in defence or something like that. But yeah, I mean, this is the most intense part of the game.
If I was betting on one of those people on the booking to be sent off, I wouldn't have said Isaac off.
Yeah, Rustico for Torricelli. I will make a substitute at that point there. And I'm guessing I'm going to have to put Luis Enrique on the left and Boyer on the right. Yeah, Boya wide, and swap with this. Do I leave Bonk in the middle in that position, or do I centralise him?
I like the off centre with that run. It's interesting, isn't it? But let's see if the manager wants to make a change.
Yeah, I mean, leave off centre. There we go. He's very quick, isn't he? Very
It's
quick.
3 minutes to make a difference.
That was worth it, that sub, yeah. But it certainly played out there. And yeah, I did. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Steve. It was a complete mistake. It was a good job it was at Flamingos. And it was on the comic relief one, wasn't it? When everyone was watching and no one picked up that I'd done it. Yeah.
3 shots on target is absolutely horrific, and I think both teams could be docked points for that. You'll have to go to the Swemp FA. You'll have to speak to Graham and see what's what, because 2-0 in a season is appalling, isn't it?
I mean, Wolfie predicted 0-0. 20,
Yeah,
48 free
good
kicks.
call, that one. 20-48, that's a lot of free kicks.
27 fouls and 3 shots. I mean, yeah, something's shocking. No, these two teams just can't see each other out. That's all it is. It's boring around the crowd. Well, it's not boring as in terms of what it is. It's a chess match, that one. It's a chess match of a game. Zalias, man of the match, playing the hour. Probably did right to get out after the hour, to be honest. Taram, superb decision to move him into defensive mid instead of Roy Keane. Zarazu's come on and he's not set the world alight or anything, but Taram has been shown to be a very, very competent defensive midfielder.
Competent on and off the pitch.
More going on than the highlights give credit. I mean, yeah, I suppose if you look at it with Simeone's 8-1 tackles and 7-1 tackles and 8-1 headers, Taram doing what he did. I mean, you do have a point there. So it was just very, very defensive, wasn't it? It was just how he went. Zalias was perfect in his tackling. Nick Matulin didn't have to do a lot, but he did it well. And that's really all we've got to say for that game. It's another victory, another defeat avoided there by what you call them, East Coast. Trafford versus Faliraki, another game involving teams in the top 5. To win, what's entertainment? Very true. We got a bit of entertainment, and that was about it. And you're going to win. So, Wolfie, hopefully you'll wake up this game now with Trafford versus Faliraki. Last time they met, it was 3-1 to Trafford. Frey was sent off ridiculously early, and then it just kind of happened, didn't it? And Ars gave the red card.
Yeah, it was. It changed the whole complexion of the game, doesn't it? If you play for 76 minutes with 10 men, you're not going to beat a team who's got enough ability to leave out Rivaldo, Totti, Aymar, Roberto Carlos, and Cannavaro out your matchday squad. So yeah, I mean, it's the onus is on Trafford to get a victory here, isn't it? But Faliraki have had some good performances, and hopefully it'll be a more entertaining game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very strong side, as we're all well aware of. I think that there's certainly potential for this team to win the league, whether they do or not. I think that's what East Coast and Phoenix are certainly trying to do.
If you got Sigalko and Tomadera up front with Shevchenko and Van Nistelrooy on the bench, there's goals in your squad, isn't there? So you should be putting teams that are lower down the table to bed.
Tato there saying that with East Coast drawing and with Phoenix, it opens the door for everyone else being back in the title race. I am sorry, but Flamingos already can't win the league. We ruled that out last match, so it can't happen. But everyone else, maybe not actually after today's results. Faliraki then, last time out, they had a big win over Imagine Madrid, and this time around they got a formation change, which sees them tightening up to face the Daginator.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Isn't it? I think Falaraki have picked some interesting formations to match up their opponents, and they didn't play well at the start of last game, but they had some excellent substitutions and just blew the other team out of the water at the end, didn't they, with the goals? So this will be it'll be fun to see how these are set up with the five across the defensive midfield there. I think they will probably attack a little bit more than you'd expect looking at that.
Yeah, with the amount of runs that are going forward on the ball, they've got a real good chance of at least scoring. Whether they'll win is a totally different matter. Eric Zanaholt refereeing this one, and we'll get kicking off. Oh, I'm enthralled by the start. The chance that Emerson's come forward and nothing coming of it to begin with. But it's going to be very, very much a gold game. Kivu is yellow carded. We're still awaiting a real chance for a goal, but it's very much Trafford all the way, isn't it? And there's Tomadera with the opening goal, 1-0, 25 minutes we are into this game so far. It looks like that could be the death knell for Falaraki. Vieira has taken the yellow card, and Tomadera's had another chance to score. This is a game of Trafford attacking and Falaraki setting up that defence to just keep the score low, I imagine. Nearly at half time. Will they get another one? Saviola's had a chance for Falaraki. And then back down the other end. Oh, Saviola with another chance at half time. Sounded like about 75 minutes by the end of it.
Yeah, well, Falaraki started to come into it a little bit more towards the end of the half, but it was Old Trafford early on, and five shots, five on target. It's all you can ask for, really. Um, but yeah, so Falaraki aren't out of it yet. They have set up defensive, like you say, but they are starting to get the chances now as they adapt. And say last game they didn't really perform well until the subs at 60 minutes, and then they got four goals. So yeah, it'll need some more goals from Trafford to put the game to bed.
Oh, I thought this was connected. I thought Sorochinsky heading the ball upfield and then being outjumped by Kondola was a bit strange. But yeah, there's a little gap. So Kondola gets it, plays it to Vieira, Vieira to Emerson, and Emerson just finding the way that he had to go towards goal, couldn't shoot, and Tomadera puts it instead. Good night, Dimble. Well
Right,
done with your
Dimble.
results tonight. A great day for you. Yeah.
And we can see what he's off to bed to do as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of this going on tonight, isn't there? Yeah, so in the first half for Trafford, they're not missing many tackles. They're just doing what they need to do. He should, if the Dutchster doesn't win the league with this squad, he should hang up his mouse mat. Yeah. Dimble with his.
Just what you want to think about when you're heading to bed. Excellent, very good.
I actually think he wants to do the latter, to be honest. I think he's got a thing for the ends. But we got Emerson, the key outfielder for Trafford in the first half. Just to check their subs, anyone with 5 or lower or 85% or lower, they won't make any changes at this point. And I mean, if I was managing this team, I'd have taken John Terry off before the start. But yeah, the team seemed quite even as we are. So let's get into that second half and see if we can get anything more out of the game. And at the moment we can't. Fraser had a good save there from the chance for someone from Trafford. I couldn't actually tell who it was at the time. Too busy kind of flicking between look at the time. There we are, Trafford substitutes. And their substitutes are, if I can get it to actually do it, this got blurry. There we go, let's try again. So, if leading 85% or lower and yellow cards off in that order. No 85%, so Vieira off. And that will be at this position. I mean, I'd imagine that Barry
Barry
Ferguson
Ferguson.
would just come on into that position.
Either that or you stick Okaranko in there and yeah, into defensive mid. So yeah, just stick Barry on, not Buffon.
Yeah. don't know, Buffon. I mean, he has, yeah. I mean, he has brought Buffon on many times up front and different goalkeepers up front. Falaraki will make their subs. Makes yeah, solid from Dadji's team. Indeed, it makes you wonder if anyone can beat them. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? They are very, very difficult to beat. And it really
Yeah,
does
if they win
become.
this one, they've got to be considered favourites, haven't they? I'm still backing Hulls as things stand.
So, Sigalko for Zariola if he hasn't scored, and he hasn't scored, right clicking again. Doesn't matter because there's no individual instructions. Sigalko for Saviola, and the other one is Robin to come off for Ronaldinho. There's no one else really suffering, so we're okay to do those. And let's do the last half hour. Oh, Sigalko's had a chance straight away for Falaraki. Interesting which which Sigalko can get the goals at this point. It seems like Falaraki coming much more into this match. And I don't know. I don't know. Actually, Cole looks like he's at the crossbar at that point. Certainly a huge turnaround in terms of where the game's going. Tom is going to hit the post at the other end. Sigalko's been brought down. I think, did he foul Sigalko? I'm not sure. Did he foul himself at the end of that match?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that. I did see him hit the post as soon as he came on. So yeah, we had three lots of the woodwork after them there.
Oh, he didn't say
Last
what
subs.
happened. Yeah, we had lots of it, didn't we? Lots of stuff there at the end of the game. Trafford have been successful in maintaining their great record this season. Falaraki, I mean, yeah, they're getting further away from that top four, but they are, at the moment, fifth place, and they are a great team.
Yeah, I like Falaraki. I think they've got a good setter, but Trafford doing really well. Emerson's obviously a quality player, and that they've got quality throughout. It's a little bit disappointing to see the some
Nope, you've gone quiet.
money sevens really in that sort of game. You expect to get two or three goals. But yeah, said Trafford getting the result tonight and having the two big boys draw against each other, it does put them in a good position for the rest of the season.
It does, doesn't it? It does, and I know they've still got to play, obviously, some of the big teams. John Terry didn't improve. He put in plenty of tackles, but for some reason ended up on a 5, and I think it's probably just because it's him. But yeah, I mean, Ashley Cole had a chance. He hit the bar towards the end of the game. Decent performance for Faraki, and only to be beaten 1-0 shows improvement over the season.
Yeah, they're doing well with the subs as well. So it's Sigalko came on last game and did well. He's come on and had an impact today as well. So it's good that they're setting up to try and beat the opposition, and it's nearly worked. They've nearly got a result out of that. One had the woodwork not stopped them a couple of times.
Oh, here's the one you wanted: Flamingos versus Fortuna, and your team for today, after last time up winning that really, really, really late in was it the final match of the day as well?
Well, I think it probably was. Yeah, I think that's right.
Keeping people hanging on in that match. I mean, this time round, it isn't a run from Rabasandratana all the way, but we've got Rabasandratana doing a run. We've got Iles doing a run all at the pitch. We've got Kenny Lunt doing a run to here. Just explain your thinking apart from the words "it's flamingos."
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm missing side for today, so Eric's come in, and I think he deserves to come in after his substitute performance last time. He got the goal late on, so he's just gone straight into the Saeed role. IELTS is, I mean, sitting further back, there's a gap, isn't there, in Flamingos? If they're playing the same formation as last time, they've got the five across the forward lineup, which could overload my defence. But I thought, well, let's get Dieter else up the pitch going forward because he can be a threat sometimes, and we've not really seen too much of that
Mm.
so far this season.
And Dunwell's made his way back to your sub bench at least.
Yeah, yes. I mean, you got to show Flamingo some respect. Say that they will get better as the season goes on, but I don't think the formation's doing them any favours. But they might have a 5-on-3 at the back against me, so I wouldn't discount them scoring.
Is this going to be the sacking after this game. It's a potential, isn't it? The words from Alan is stick with the same, basically, because they only got beat 4-0. But I mean, it does put an 86% Christensen and an 87% Malmstrom into the team, and to be honest, some players slightly out of position like Estefania.
Yeah, well, this is a chance to see if that condition is a myth, isn't it? It's another chance to show where we've got some players out of condition. I mean, if Flamingos lose this one, it shows that condition's really important, doesn't it? I mean, there could be no other factors that will make any difference. But we saw Big Labin out in centre midfield have an excellent performance last time. He did well. He got a 7, didn't he, come the end of the match? And they were starting to play a little bit better. Jarstein did quite well in goal.
Yeah, he's not Bungle, is he? That's the thing. Bungle's doing well. Yeah, this is 18 conceded in 4 games. We've got 16 conceded in 4 games, and what that's like 20, 21, 22 goals for the other one.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
mean
looking
they've
good.
shared it out and they're between them, but yeah, it's a good concept. Interesting formation to see how it goes, and I don't want to speak too much before the game in case they have to win at some point, don't they? I'll get a point.
Do they? Let's see how it goes. I mean, this could be any sort of scoring. We slowed it down last time, didn't we? With a fortune again. Bonker's taking a yellow card early on. That could backfire a little bit. But Rabasson Tritana has scored, and Matthew Christensen, what was he? One of those players on 87% at the start of the game has gone off. I think Matthew Christensen would be an ideal candidate for a substitute.
Yeah, why not have a like for like, isn't it? Yeah, we could bring him on
He is
and
the
see how
man.
he gets on there. It seemed
Yeah.
that Raquelani, isn't it, for
Well,
midfield? But
Christensen and Christensen did play in midfield together before. They had changed before, so let's just change Christensen for Christensen. I think that'll be right. So Robert Santana is the difference here early on into the match with his wonderful run up the pitch. I wonder if that's what it was.
well, he's got 2 goals in his last 45 minutes, hasn't he? So it's
He's got two
interesting.
goals in his last 20 minutes or whatever. It's 2-0. It's an Atalakis. That's 2 defenders who've scored. So, forget about the strikers. Flamingos cannot cope with the defence going forward. This time
Yeah, there's no
around,
run to them.
I didn't look. Last time around, what was his score? Was it 5 or 6?
It was 5 on the opening day of the season,
Yeah, I forgot to check this.
and then we didn't score for about 4 games. I don't think after that.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look at half time. It's 2-0 at half time. I mean, they're not. It's not on a 5. That's progress, I guess. Let's just see what that result was first time. We're 5-0, and the goal was 2 for Bonk. No, 1 for Bonk, even. Jacques, 2 for Estevez, and Nicky Franco, and it was done by half time.
Yeah, we played pretty well. That was the first game of the season. We had plenty of optimism, and it's not been quite so good since then. But yeah, Flamingos are doing all right. There's, like you say, plenty of 6s and 7s, but my team are playing so well themselves. But there's some decent individual performances. Estefania and Kranjkar aren't doing so badly in terms of passing. Um, they've got to be fairly pleased with what they've got so far.
Yeah, the nil is always there, isn't it? So this is Andrew Richards and Mike Savage both thinking there should be a sacking for the Flamingos. I mean, the board, if the board are keeping patience with this, they've got some strange ideas. But I mean, Jurgen Kohler has been very effective this first half.
Yeah, I mean he's just got a cigar, hasn't he? He's not doing an awful lot. I only had the 10 last game, so he's thinking, what's the point? I'm going to pass it once, I'm going to lose a header, and I'm not going to do anything else.
That was
Um,
it.
yeah, I think the Germans have given up because I hasn't doing an awful lot either, despite him having to run forward. I think I'm going to keep things as they are for the moment. Then we'll have a bit of a change on 60 minutes. I think for me.
Let's go to 60. Can there be any sort of difference? Flamingos have put one wide early in the second half. A chance there, nearly, for Castillo. And Estevez has put one off target as well. I mean, the lack of finishing, I don't think you should be too worried that the fact that Flamingos haven't scored 2 in a game this season. We don't even know why I'm looking there. I don't need to make any changes for Flamingos. For Fortuna. It's yeah, Nicky Franco's down at 80, and he's got a naughty knee.
Yeah, he's not in. He's going to come off. I'm going to give Michael Dunwell a run out up front. See how he's going to get on there. We'll bring Collins on for Bonk. And am I going to do it? And I'm going to take Ilts off, and I'm going to call on Robert Pritz on the bench.
With his run to. Has Lunt got a run at all?
Yeah, Lunt's running to the second mid slot.
Yeah,
So
where's
Lunt's running
Pritz running
there.
then?
Pritz is running to Dunwell.
He's running there as well.
No, Pritz is going all the way to Dunwell. Lunt's going to the
Yeah.
attacking mid. You can see the
Oh, I
arrowhead.
remember Sanjitana's not doing the big full picture run, of course,
No, it's
yes.
just doing a little
That's
one. Yeah.
my imagination, of course. It was going to be if Saeed was doing that. Yes, of course.
Which we pick up a red card now for the keeper.
Back to where we are. The commentary can move back up to the speed it was at before. There's Phil Collins with the goal, 3-0.
Yeah,
Dave
that
had
was
to
it.
make a save. Yeah, you don't have to think twice there. And it will be another day in paradise for these as Dunwell scores to make it 4-0. Will Prutz make another goal as a substitute? It's 4-0. It's comfortable. Dunwell's had another chance. Can they make it 5 to make it 5-0 wins against this side? Who knows? Collins. Oh, Pritz as well with chances. I mean, it's been close, but we are finishing this game at 4-0. Inspired subs indeed. And look at all those 8s there at the back. At the bonk, sorry. Who got a 7. And Carlos Jack's man of the match.
Yeah, I've brought him into the side last couple of games because I haven't been playing him too much recently. He wasn't that good at the start of the season, but yeah, we did what we had to do. It was a better performance in that last half hour, I think, as Flamingos tied a little bit further. And yeah, some good performances off the bench from Dunwell and Collins. Collins getting on the score sheet straight away, and Bonk's been pretty terrible. I think has he scored 3 goals this season, and
It is 3,
2
I
of them in the
think.
first game.
We haven't checked the
So
goals out, have we? So Jack's had a chance which is saved, and Robertson trying to put the rebound, which caused Christensen to go off. And then Jack's down to an Asalakis, so he's been very involved there, Mr. CJ. And then second half, Kagura turned by Collins. Oh, Jack's played it into Collins, and he's just taken on Kagura and scored. Shinji Kagura. And then late on, Collins to Estevez, and Estevez with a lovely ball in to Dunwell. So, yeah, fantastic. Flamingos, yeah, less than impressive in the second half. They kind of gave up. Not many things have changed here. Campos has tried, and to no avail. But for
couple of
Fortuna,
fives though, it's better than what we've seen from before. And
well,
I think if they change the formation a little bit, it went to something a bit more
normal.
solid in midfield. They might end up getting a few more goals in there because they're not bad at all in terms of performance in the last few matches. They are getting better. Yeah, my team improved. Jürgen Kohler managed a whole 6 passes come the end of it. Won a tackle. Couldn't be arsed heading it. But still managed to get an 8 for some reason. Jack's pretty impressive with 2 assists. We had 1 save for the first goal that was put in after that as well. So Collins three dribbles off the bench, pretty good, pretty decent. So yeah, subs worked out all right. Pritt's got another run out at his ripe old age of 43. So yeah, decent enough performance. Did what we had to do, but not ideal.
4-0 is good though. So this one, Allenwell versus Hulls. And Allenwell sticking with what they've got from last game, which won. So why not? I mean, Robbie's team is doing well.
Yeah, they're doing well, and I think they're probably in a fair position for themselves because they have had some good performances. This will be an interesting one to play against one of the top 4 because it really puts the credentials into perspective, doesn't it? So yeah, I mean, again, it's a decent line. They're in decent form, and again, it's some interesting different names in this squad, isn't it, compared to some others? So it's I do like the team and wish them well.
Wish them well. Am I right in thinking we've probably had the three oldest players in the league all playing so far today, that IELTS is probably the third oldest player.
Yeah, probably. And Kohler's not far behind him, is he? I don't know if anyone else has got some ripe old ones.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's quite that old, but yeah, Fortish at 64, Prutz at 43, IELTS at 37. Lots going on there, isn't it?
Well, there's
So,
36, didn't they?
what a game this was, the first round of the season, of course. Hull's 5, Alan Wells 3. And when we look at when the goals were scored, 3-2 at half time, Gary Neville sent off. Ronaldinho went off injured. It was a classic.
Yeah, and tonight's games haven't been that entertaining, so it would be nice for something like that, wouldn't it? I mean, just a free for all in shooting and things would be absolutely excellent, wouldn't it?
It would indeed. Let's see if we can get anything out of Alan Well. For Hulls, a couple of enforced changes that Mourinho is out, but luckily Lucio is back from injury and can come in. Injury slash suspension, whichever one it was. We've managed to get Raul back from injury as well, so that's a change being brought in there. Amoroso, who last time around played pretty well, he's on decent form for the season. He's lost his place, but I mean, if you had a choice of who to drop for Raul, Elber is, as he was before the round, the top scorer in the league. So we'll see if
Is
he
he
can
top average rating as well, I think?
Yeah, he's seems to be topping a lot of tables, doesn't he? Just looking at that goals table that you can see on screen at the moment, the Elber 13, Yavin 13, and then Batistuta, Sigalko next up, and then a big gap to the rest of them.
He's top of Andrew Richards' table as well, isn't he, Giovanni Elber?
He certainly is. The cheat code team. No, it's not a cheat code. This is a team. This is a concept of players with one name, and it's working well for Jens. Jeremy in the team, not Jens Jeremy's. Jeremy's in the team today. I like Jeremy. I think he's worth bringing into a side.
Yeah, he was at his best in centre mid for Middlesbrough as well, wasn't he? He wasn't quite the same when at Newcastle or Chelsea when he was playing there. But yeah, he's good player is Jeremy, and I think he's pretty decent on the game too. He fits nicely into this formation. I do like Amoroso, so he's a bit unlucky to be dropped, but Raul's been in good form, and like you say, there's no drop in Elber, is there? I suppose the only concern for Hulls with this one was that there's plenty of people, 4 of them, isn't there, with yellow cards, and they'll get suspended. So I think Cafu and Emerson are the two starters. So we'll have to keep an eye on those through the game.
Yeah, we will keep an eye, just as we usually do with these things. Just checking for when we look at the Hulls subs for later. They are sorted. Good. I've got what I need. Brilliant. Alan Will. Nothing's planned for today for Alan Will for subs. Come on, give us a goal. We started the game with nearly 15 minutes of nothing. Oh, penalty turned down. That was the only thing in the first 15 minutes, and Cassano has gone off injured. And I mean, I know what options we've got here. Ekakanga could possibly go there, and Ljungberg into attacking mid. Michael Ricketts, though, has been preferred to Ekakanga this season. I think Ricketts would be the one to come on.
Yeah, I think as a forward, I'd stick him on there. Ekakanga, yeah, and Ljungberg is an option, but
Oh, I'll switch
Ricky
those two.
decent there, isn't he? So yeah, why
Yeah,
not stick him on?
I know that Rob is a big Michael Ricketts fan, and why not? And
Go down to 7.
I'm sure if Ryan was still watching, he'd be a big fan of Michael Ricketts as well. Can we get anything out of this game? We've got to see something. Will it come for Alan Well, or will Hools show that they are just that slightly better team? 5-3 last time round. We're getting a 0-0 first half, are we? We might well be. Yes, we are. How many
Yeah,
games have we had
3-2 at half
today?
time last time, wasn't it? And I mean, Kamuna and Said, the
It's
Egyptians.
3-2 at half time.
Yeah, there you go. Kamuna and Said, the Egyptians are playing well at the back for Alumwell, but neither side's really doing an awful lot going forward. Yeah, just 2 shots on target for each of them. Hulls have had the better of the territorial possession, territorial play, 50-50 possession. Um, think Lunwell have got to be the happier team at this point to go in at the break even, and they've got some good individual performances. No one's really setting the world on fire for Hulls. Need to show a little bit more going forward.
Yeah, I think they don't lead, so this is going to be Figo for Jeremy at half time for Hulls. I've clicked right sided again. Just a slight bit over there on that mouse pad still. They would have been Denny for Junior if he was on a 5 or a 6. He's only got a card in the 7, but what they're doing from there. Alan Well, any glaring injuries? No, nothing more than the Casano one.
Yeah, Casano, yeah.
So we'll go to 6.
Kamuna with a 9 though. That's good
I
first
haven't
half.
even looked at their stats, have I? I haven't looked at their stats at all so far.
He's got six tackles out of 7. Not so
Yeah,
great on the headers, but
superb.
the 2 he's going to have been key. Key pass as well going forward. He's the only one on their team to do a key pass. In fact, Ehiog, Saeed, Zauri, they've all contributed well in terms of tackling, haven't they? So it just showed that as the territory reflects, that Hulls have been on top of things, but some good defensive work has restricted them to only 2 shots on target. If they get the ball forward to Yavan, Petter, Ljungberg, they could snatch this.
Javan Petty Ljungberg, I remember him playing for a team in the league a few seasons ago. Let's go to the second half, and there's been chances for Hulls immediately in the second half, not coming to any goals. Emerson's taking a yellow card. And the ball coming forward again from Hulls. They're just not doing anything with it yet. And Alan Well have held off until now. And it looks like Ronaldinho has made the opening goal at this point. Alan Well, do they have any subs to make? No, nothing going on for them. And it was Ronaldinho with the goal. And so they are now winning in terms of how things are going. I don't think that they will be making changes based on what's going on there. Nothing to suggest to make any subs, so we won't.
I think that yellow card is Emerson suspended for next game. I think he was one of the 2, was he?
And that will be then missing the Imaginary Madrid League game, which will be on in midweek, which I did think was an isolated fixture, but of course we have the quarterfinals on at the same time in midweek, so that'll be an interesting round. We've got no changes made then at this point. We had a couple of changes made for each team during that first half or at half time. Alan Well still in the game. The defence is playing particularly well. Can they get 40? Haven't had a chance. It's been close, but nothing coming of it. Hull's holding on as it stands. And they've had another chance. I think that was Emerson this time. Elbert with one as well. Into that last 10 minutes of the game. It's still not comfortable. But will they hold on? Yes. Oh, disallowed. Roll, I think it was on the bottom of the net. And a last chance potentially. Nothing coming of it. 1-0 to Hulls. And Junior, who was a potential candidate for a substitute, has ended up being man of the match.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought win. I didn't really see Junior do an awful lot going forward. So he must have done a bit more defensively. Hulls didn't have a shot to face on target in the second half. Lunwell had 2 on target half time, didn't they? So Hulls themselves got 4 shots on target in the second half. So the result is probably fair. I think Lunwell would have been happy enough with the draws they were at half time, but they did come into it a little bit more in the second half. So it's not a bad result, I think, for the quality of the 2 lineups. Then Hull should be winning that one. They've just edged it, haven't they, with the goal just before the substitutes.
Yeah, just edging it before the substitutes. And Andrew Richards, he seems fairly pleased that Albert didn't score, and Yavin is now top scorer on his own, barring any massive goal hauls in the final games of the day. Is there only one game left, I think? We've got Ronaldinho has taken it from Figo's pass, controlled it, ran with it. He hasn't actually taken anybody on, and he's just been allowed to keep running. And then scored. So, yeah, left on his own.
Sounds a bit like the Leicester defence, doesn't it, from early tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I did see after Newcastle scored their 4th that Leicester nearly conceded a 5th from kickoff, which didn't look too good. Did it finish 4-2, by the way?
Yeah, it did.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Ronaldinho, a 7. Elbert, an 8. Junior, a 9. 8 tackles, one with 7 and key, and 2 key headers, and 2 interceptions as well. Yeah, very, very solid.
Yeah, great performance from the young lad at the back, and Dede is one of those who, if he picks up a booking, he's going to be suspended. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Junior's keeping him out of the team at the moment, and he deserves his place. He's played really well, and obviously takes a mean penalty with his 2 penalties scored in the game early in the season. But Emma will be a big miss next time for him. Elbey wasn't a 9 earlier, and he's dropped to an 8 as well. Defence though, Cafu Junior, Rogerio. I think they have looked a bit more solid since Rogerio's come into in goal. And Figo made a bit of difference coming on for Jeremy at half time.
And Ruggiero, of course, would be the penalty taker at the moment, so Junior wouldn't be taking them, but they've got some great takers, haven't they, in that team? Well, I mean, you look at Kamuna and Ekiog and how many tackles that they've won, they've really kept that score down.
Yeah, some fine defensive work. You'd probably expect to see a little bit more from Ilola in the centre mid in terms of winning things, so that's probably reflected fairly with his 6. It's a little bit unlucky to see. Well, it's unlucky to see Cassandra go off early, injured early, isn't it? But Ricketts did himself no shame coming on and had a decent performance. Won plenty of headers, passed it about a bit. Say just the strength of the whole squad makes it difficult to play your game going forward. But I think I'd be relatively pleased as a Lumwell manager that my defence have held firm and put in a decent performance.
Absolutely a decent performance from that game. And I think Jimmy Walker dodging something. No, Jimmy Walker has been great. It's only 6 league goals conceded in 7 games. Jimmy Walker is an outstanding goalkeeper. And of course, Walsall legend, isn't he? Anyway, we have no games left. We've actually finished the round of fixtures. I thought we had 1 game left. And last time we had, what did we have? 3 teams that didn't score. And this
One, I think, was it? Was he one? I don't know.
I
I
think we
can't
had
remember.
3 last time around, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams didn't score this round. And it looked like all 4s and 1s. It sounds like a musketeer kind of thing. But yeah, 4s, 1s and 0s in
Yeah,
there.
12 goals in 7 games isn't the best evening. I mean, I suppose you've just got to thank Badgers and Fortuna for 8 goals, haven't you, in their games, and 4 between the rest of the teams.
It makes it well worthwhile staying up this time on a Friday night when we could have just watched Friday night dinner instead. But don't worry, you can always catch up on that series. It's all still out there on multiple platforms, so don't you worry about that. The league table then. Trafford are the new leaders, and how they've looked this season. They've been up there. I mean, that's as low as 6th. Wow.
Yeah, they find W, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lovely W. And then maybe some I's and B's.
Cat's ears. Yeah.
Phoenix, they've had a bit of a run as well. Let's have a look at the rest of the table anyway. Pools, just another point further back. So 2 points over at the top 3. East Coast, I don't think that being 4 points off the lead now is a bad thing. They've played 2 of the top 3 twice, so that puts them in a good position as it stands. Falaraki 6 points back. Allenwell, so both those teams lost today. Badgers starting to claw their way back. Wolves, as we said, up to 8th. Yes, and the other seeing cat's ears.
I hope he was looking at the screen. That's the only pointer.
and you and Rovers there. Fortuna have picked themselves up ahead of the Iron Curtain now and moved 10 points clear of the bottom 3. I saw the Wolves logo. Not the W sponsor that was on the shirt from before. Definitely that. The Imagine Madrid then now not in the bottom 2 anymore, but that zone there means absolutely nothing. There is no playoff. Oh, I've clicked off my own screen so I can't see. There is no playoff. There is purely relegation in that place. There's 7 points down, 10 games to go. I mean, it's not impossible, but they'd have to hope that Iron Curtain forget how to get points.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to make that gap up, isn't there? I suppose if Madrid have a few teams around them to play, then they could pick up the points. I'm pleased to be back in positive goal difference. I don't think that'll last
Oh yeah,
for too long. But yeah, it has starting to shape up a little bit more now, isn't it? It's yeah, Falaraki and Lumwell not winning has made the top four just break out a little bit further. Yeah, like you said, Badgers clawing. I think that was a good pun there. Well done. They're trying to claw the way back to catch Falaraki and Lumwell up. I think there is little division. I don't think Fortuna are going to catch up the 4 points to Badgers, so I'd be quite happy with top 10 from the opening part of the season. I've put my squad on notice for next season. I'm going to have a look at getting rid of them all, I think. But yeah, it's narrowed up a little bit down the bottom, hasn't it? Just 7 points from 7th to 11th. Could make it interesting for the last few weeks.
certainly could. Flamingos watch. They now can't finish in the top four. Racers just have enough points to make it to where the leaders are right now. If they win
10th
every
place have
game.
half the points of the top. So I don't think they're going to make that in less than half a season again. So we can probably rule out 10th downwards for now from winning the league.
Yes.
But realistic that we're looking at is one from the top four, isn't it?
It's one from the top four indeed. We see the player stats on screen all the time, don't we? So we'll have a quick look at the team stats in terms of these key ones here. Look at the goals. Flamingos with 5 goals. It's just absolutely shocking. But goal conceded, 65 goals for Flamingos is absolutely shocking. Then down to these ones, of course. Goals from corners, first of all. 2 teams have not scored a goal from a corner this season. And I can't work out what they have off the top of my head. I don't know. Someone will get them straight away.
Imagine Madrid.
Yeah,
Imagine Madrid
Imagine
won.
Madrid.
And Flamingos.
Oh, yes, of course. Flamingos. So, yeah, there you go. You can just get them all. Penalties for this season, only 10 teams with penalties, but the best record, I guess, would be Iron Curtain and Trafford with 2 apiece.
Imagine Madrid, Flamingos, Fortuna are 3 of them.
Imaginary free kicks. The teams with there's only 9 of them. We've got Hulls, Bolts, and Phoenix with 3, and Fortuna Deflection with 2. Into direct free kicks, 7 from Bolts and Phoenix is outstanding. 7 there. Imaginary Madrid. Obviously, Flamingos have scored a free kick this time around, but Hulls have. Yep, Hulls have. Wanderers Wolverhampton haven't scored one, and
No, they need to get on the practice field, don't they, for
Imaginary
free
Madrid.
kick?
Oh no, they have. Yeah, they have scored that.
They've got 3. Imagine Madrid.
Wacky races, though. Wacky races. Yellow cards, 34 apiece for Iron Curtain and East Coast Warriors. Only 11
Flamingos
for
at the top of
Flamingos.
one table. That's the Fair Play League. Well done.
Top of the fair play league. And the only team without a red card is
Races? No, they've got
no, they've got 3.
Imagine Madrid.
It is Imaginary Madrid, lovely, making us look bad. Who's looking bad?
Why do
Well,
you
for
look
not
at
being, not being.
which goalkeeper has conceded the least?
Is
It's
it?
Neil Sullivan.
Is it Neil Sullivan? Yes, it is with none. Anyway, we're going to skip through to the next round because, of course, people can't see all of the things that are going on here. Some people can't load the save up, so we will continue. We will see who gets sacked and such like. That's what we're going to have to do. So, the Iron Curtain fans greeting with boos and
I
cheers.
think I think you've got to criticise the team as the Iron Curtain
Defend
manager.
them. Defends them. You got to defend their teams. We don't want them to absolutely lose the club, do we? So Ewan are unhappy. Fortuna are pleased. And we just keep continuing through this. Obviously, if you want to get head off and things are fine. Thank you very much, people, for watching. We just need to get it to the next bit. So I'll have a look at the Okaronko red card, which is 2 yellows.
Push.
Push. I'm not even going to appeal that. He's pushed somebody for one of them. No point appealing. David's sent off. David's suspended as well. Sorry. Wolves booing. No, they weren't. It's the Iron
They seem to
Curtain
be doing, yeah.
booing,
I
of
don't think
course.
Wolves are booed. Got a couple of
Booing their own
performances.
victory. That's making them look bad, isn't it?
Well, Vieira banned for Trafford. That could be a big miss.
So Hatzimif had already barely played, but you've got to defend the players because Flamingo's who was banned. Sorry.
Vieira banned for Trafford.
Oh yeah, it's a big surprise, isn't it? A demonstration of their own supporters. The fans are unconvinced. I think he's going anyway, but he'll be coming back. Very pleased with things. Collins, Badger's happy.
Yeah, 2 weeks for
Salas on the. We all wanted to know about Salas. We've not sacked a manager yet. Aymar signs a new contract. Nobody's booing. They were saying boo earns, wasn't it? Just a
Yeah,
couple of
when
days
the
away.
Simpsons vote tomorrow.
Simpsons vote, of course. What for when Moleman will be in the next four, I think. Yeah, I do think he'll be in there.
Oh, where's the inanimate carbon rod? That's what the people want.
I think Hank Scorpio's been getting plenty of votes today in his game.
I've noticed Natalakis isn't happy in my team. That's pretty poor.
It
He
could
got a
just
goal.
be a contract.
Yeah, I've
I'll
scored him
sort
on the goal
contracts out
board.
before the games. Kent Rockman.
Unbelievable.
Buffon signs a new contract. No one's been sacked yet. Right, so here we are with the fixtures for next time round. Hulls versus Imagine Madrid. And then in the Cup, we have got 7 more teams. Allenwell and Badgers, Iron Curtain and Ewan Rovers, Fortuna and Falaraki, and Vålerenga versus Trafford. So let's have a look through the teams that are played in this round. I'm probably going to get too many teams picked out, aren't I? But for condition, I'll just take a look at all this condition availability. So Falaraki, all available. Allenwell are playing. They're all good apart from the 2 that are out injured. Badgers. I mean, Tato will take no notice
Don't
of the
need to look at
conditions.
condition yet.
He's missing Collins. Iron Curtain are playing. They're a bit fitter than they were last time out. Sigalko, Lewis there. I don't think he's caught of a game. Let's go through them all anyway, to see where we are at the moment, just in case Duncan Ferguson's nearly recovered.
Big chunks, yeah, 98.
Falaraki we'd seen. Flamingos, of course, they're not playing at this point. Then Fortuna, all fit apart from Taquari, who's injured. He's been injured while apple picking.
Good night, Wolfie.
No, I think it's. Oh, yes, he is going. Yeah, he's going. Good night, Wolfie. Good win for you today. We'll see you hopefully come and join the Division 2 feed tomorrow. Imagine Madrid looking fine. Phoenix, I don't think Phoenix have got a game.
Fabian Barth, has he been missing training? Or is he back from injury?
I think he must be coming back from injury. Bolton, the Racers, all fully fit. I don't need to do this in Division 2 save, of course, because that just works for everybody at the moment. Trafford is fine. And the Wolves, the Wolfies are not playing. That's where we are. Okay, was there a team of the week last time round? There was. And it sees up front Figo, McPhee, and Carlos Jacks. Paul Jones in goal, Duff and Finnan and Dave Barnett, all from the managers at the back. Richie Wellens Jr. in midfield, Estevez. It's a team that's come from not as many teams as usual. That's 5 Badgers players in the team.
Yeah, five badges, a couple of, eight goals between the 2 teams, 4 between the other 12. So it's probably not that unsurprising not that surprising to see them all. But I mean, we should have accounted for midweek as well, where we had decent performances from some players. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the players are wearing the same kit as each other, aren't they, with the black and white there? So they'll be fine.
But when we look at the save going in there, we have saved the 7th of August, and that will go on the drive in the morning. These matches will be played next weekend. It's a Division 2 round, isn't it, in midweek this week. So the Cup and this league, one league game will be played next weekend. So thank you very much to everyone for joining for the chat. It's been great as ever. It really does make the show better. Thank you, Quinton, for your fantastic insight as ever as well.
Yeah, thanks to everyone.
And good night to all of you. We will see you, unless you've been awake and watching this on a repeat, in which case it's not good night, I guess. But anyway, bye.
Bye bye.